This is day 33 of the Arukh HaShulchan OC. Today's Arukh HaShulchan is from Siman Tezayin, Siv Gimel, to Siman Yurches, Sif Aleph. So Tezayin Gimel is all about we're going back to the Shir of Tzitzis and whether how to go has to be wear it occasionally or consistently, and Rosh of Ruba of what cotton are we talking about, etc., etc. Gimel. I'm not going to use like the kotar zebachim. So everything we talk about is just a Torah for naught. This is clear. The whole adinim heim l'gedolim. All the halachos which we talk about are all for adults. The ktanim l'abnei mitzvah are not relevant to the mitzvah. Chen Rambam lo tzol l'farish rak davar shel katan shu l'simana. Therefore, the Rambam only brings down the katan's measurements for a siman as to what's enough for a gadol. If I got a low tzol, that's good. There's somebody going to marry. I didn't have to even mention gadol because obviously it's only because it's about a mitzvah. For a brayso, this is the way to understand the braysos. The brayso. Talis shakotim miskas v'rosh of rubo, a talis which you can use to cover his head and wrap his head and most of his torso. Chayvus of tzitzis, la'ibud tzitzis, davar tamua. There's a comma here. Probably should be a period after chayvus tzitzis. Amen. Hadavar tamua. Torah amar shet chaseh bo. Look, it's astonishing because the Torah says you are covered in it. That's about to a gadol. Pshita, the beggar shakodim is considered rosh uruba. It's obvious that normally a beggar which a gadol will use for the head or most of his torso. Lo, we have speak l'gdolim. We're big enough for an adult. They ain't there gadol. Let's just make a gadol because then a gadol doesn't go out in such a short garment. If somebody does go in such a short garment, he's basically a weirdo, and we can't go by him. The Brisa explains. That's the garment that Korah wears occasionally. Meaning, even though it's certainly not suitable for consistent and permanent wear. But it's like a garment which is too small, which let's say a rain poncho, which if it was not made of plastic would be chayv and tzitzis, which is small, but at least it provides you some protection when you go out. But Torah is mechayiv the gadol even when he only wears it occasionally. It's clear to the rabbis. The chol shakodim iskasabo rosh of rubo, anything which a kohen can use for the head and most of his torso, a gadol might occasionally use. Maybe they'll say that well, talk about a rai can be even this very tiny. Therefore it says the dim and kohen iskasabo rosh of rubo. Therefore it says the kohen does not cover the head and most of his torso. Even though a girl does use it occasionally, that's not enough to be chayv and tzitzis. On the contrary, you can't say the opposite. That's something which a girl occasionally wears, the cotton wears all the time. The rok is this is something which is hard to say realistically. That if it is something which the cotton uses his this something which is the cotton's going to wear something which covers the head and majority of his torso, if it's something which a gadol uses on occasion. In other words, basically it's the gadol's garment which used on occasion, which we bought from tzitzis because the cotton will not use it to cover rosh of rubo. I guess that's what he's saying. The Rambam didn't mention anything else, but so I think Lashon Gemara. The two copies were the Gemara and the Farish Gemara. The shot in the two is like the Gemara. Meal nevertheless a kopanim in any event. The Rambam about to plea cloud. There's the machlokas. What about if a gadol goes out with a garment consistently, even though it's very, very small? knows the it's something which is not feasible, not possible. But if somebody does that, he's a weirdo. Mr. Bura says that even if it doesn't have the shear of the head and the majority of the torso of the cotton, if the derech of the people in that place is that they go that way consistently to the marketplace, so it sounds in the back that's chayv b'tzitzis. I guess if you had like a four-cornered loincloth, but you always wore out to the marketplace in some sort of village in the middle of Saharan Africa or somewhere near the equator, maybe that'd be chayv and tzitzis. Okay. So in the brackets here, the Arukh HaShulchan says, "Can you use Taiti English?" Is that Asriya Buhav? Shuhuva Bereisha Shakitsimo, it's brought down very tersely. If you match custom out the Asi Sharp everything is resolved. If a girl is embarrassed to wear such a garment, Potter is exempt from tzitzis, Ayin Shah, this is not true. The came in the Shir, right, since by definition, this is a garment which a girl is going to wear occasionally. Miyachluk was who's going to distinguish between he's embarrassed, not embarrassed, he was going to wear it occasionally. But he's Bayish Butler Daito. And somebody on the other, this is a Butler Daito on the other side. The guy is embarrassed, he's also a weirdo. Like this, that they're precise, and the weirdos are the weirdos. Which the Brura says that if he has a shear of Rosh Ruv of Katan and Gedolim are embarrassed to go out with it, even on occasion to the marketplace, the Achronim say should make a bracha on it. Okay? Again, according to Arukh HaShulchan, there's no bracha, not the Metzias doesn't exist. Dalit. Arukh HaShulchan, the Gedolim, analyzed. When they shouted, that then people use very small talesos, and they put a mitzvahs, make tzitzis in them, and you wear it out to Shusram Shabbos. It's and they shout like a stork. I think Kruk is a stork. Anyway, maybe it's some loud balachai. Because of the L'chol, I think it's a stork. Because of the L'chol, the Arukh HaTas Amma V'chetzi. The length of the house from front to back should be an Amma V'chetzi, or it's Talas Gadol, then the length of it. Shloshes Rivei Amas in front of Shloshim Achrav, 3/4 Amma in front, 3/4 Amma in the back. Mishnah Brura says that Minhag Anshe Maiseh is to be meticulous of an Amma in front and an Amma back, and the whole does not count for this. Evidently, that's why we have to maybe wear tzitzis without a real hole, but with a triangular flap, in order that it should count. If the Amos Hashas, if we go according to the Amos of the Gemara, b'shloshes rivei Amma and 3/4 Amma, you have Tisha Virsikis. Fiamida shel Medina Saint Russia 9 whatever Virsikis are according to the Russian way of counting. According to Reb Chaim Noah, an Amma is 18 inches. According to the Chazon Ish, an Amma is 24 inches. So 4.5 or versus 2 feet. If you take 3/4 of the Chazon Ish's Amma, in other words, you take 24 and you divide it in 4. 4 times 6 is 24. And you subtract that 6 from the 24, you get 18. So an 18-inch tzitzis is going to be, at least b'di'evet, a valid shear, even according to Chazon Ish, because although an Amma is a nice chumrah, but the 3/4 Amma is sufficient, so therefore the 18-inch tzitzis, which is the standard Amma of the Reb Chaim Noah, is still going to be enough to meet the 3/4 Amma minimum shear of the Chazon Ish. Okay, according to these Gedolim, those who say who have smaller talisos ktanim than this, they don't fulfill the obligation of tzitzis. Because according to this, also it says by Shabbos, you can't wear them outside. Shusram Shabbos, that's tzitzis chashiv lo b'atlei, because tzitzis are chashiv and they're not batal. L'chein miyani, therefore then the strings. L'chein miyani, therefore I'm astounded on Mishkas in the mutav leilach bo melech bo tzitzis klal. But the Ram brings down a shita that it's better to wear a talis which doesn't have a shear than not to wear a talis at all, even on Shabbos. Yet on Shabbos, it is like a burden. Because last year, and they wrote the others, the Taz and the Bach, to warn people not to do this. There should be at least 3/4 of an amma wide on long on each side, and a chatzi amma in width. The Mishnah Berurah says that the Machzor Arutz Chaim say that you should not rely on this chatzi amma business. As he said, it might not even be on the 3/4 amma business. Mishnah Berurah is machmer at this point. Okay, he says it should be really an amma. Before he said it's Anshe Maisa. Now he's saying it's mach. I think it's mach should be going on a half an amma, because on 3/4, well, you're not an Anshe Maisa, but it doesn't make you a bad person. Anyway, The shoulders should be wide. Meaning shari pasuk b'emtzis in the middle. They're not wide. It looks like it's completely open. The low lace avir the high gisa is an Erevin concept. You should not have if you have an avir in the middle, an avir on the side. Right. In other words, the avir here is. Let's put it like this. Okay. If you have the this let's say was round and not the triangle full. So then there was avir over here in the middle, which is the open area, and there's avir of course beyond the edge of the tzitzis going out this way. So the avir in the middle plus the avir on the side would join together and be mevakta the shoulder. So therefore the post tzitzis would be as if it had no shoulder. So that's why you have to make the hole too small enough that you wouldn't say asavir the high gisa by gisa mevatale. So the it's a Mugavram writes. So he says pshita the origin says pshita this in the brackets. Pshita the ain's the Indian lakan. It doesn't apply here. V'akim mechitzas only applies to walls. Erevin sukkah. I'm sure sukkah appears. It's just Erevin. Malka manechshav kisaso again. This is talking about a place which has to be considered closed up. Akronos kamosh kasavnu. He says it can't be a psul daraisa of asavir v'hagisa, but rather it is mechzek pasuach chenkasa machtzis shekel. Hey, when he was like to call chakir zebarachinam, he says the Arukh HaShulchan, all this analysis could have saved a lot of space. All this analysis was for naught. The whole mekayim mitzvah is talisa k'tanim, and the world is mekayim the mitzvah tzitzis with their talis katan. For Rabbi Yam Rishim Ches, because the ritva sheish mi Hashem the Hashamu the tzitzis eina ela beged shem ate barosh v'rov haguf. There's something missing here. He says it's probably should be ba'elam ein mekayim mitzvah tzitzis b'talisa k'tanim, because this just says that as he explains here. Some people tzitzis is only a garment which you can use it to cover your head and most of your torso by a gadol. Because the kol is then according to none of our talis cotton are chayav tzitzis. The nidchu divreihem. This is what I said before we say, because he says their words were pushed aside. So midaraisa any beggar and four combos that you wear on your body, even if it's entirely tiny. The Arukh HaShulchan wants to say a chayav. Because that's what Ben Beis Yosef kenu. K'mosh chasam neshama. It's also Ben Beis Yosef. The avodah b'ayin and itu v'rova guf, that which we wrap most of our bodies. Zeo b'talis elyon, that refers to the upper talis. Shukma asuda shebazan gemara. It was like a toga. The time the Gemara sheilucham b'zekedu, with which they watch. If you look on the old paintings of the Dura Europa synagogue in Syria, you'll see that they're wearing the talis like a toga. That's why we make the bracha to wrap ourselves in tzitzis. This requires a shear. Because it's on the garments. Wow, this would have saved us a lot of space and a lot of words, because he says it comes to the conclusion that all the stuff which you talk about till now was without talis gadol, perhaps, but talis gadol has no shear. Even a minimal fork on a garment requires tzitzis, and it's a mitzvah to put tzitzis on it. The Yesh Barak Bar of a conflict tzitzis chem before lehedia the ritva v'ani mukha Yosef she'evein b'shem b'sham sif tal. So what he said at the beginning is taka what the safe is taka what he comes out with. That mekayim tzitzis talis k'tanim, no matter how small they are. The Mishnah Bura says that the poskim have made a tremendous amount of noise. Why people wear talis, which are too small, especially because they can't negate the mitzvah tzitzis, and they also make a bracha batola, and it's also to go out on Shabbos with them. And although he brings down Sifkot and Aleph, the name of Marim Mitz, what the Arukh HaShulchan said, it's better to go in them than to go without tzitzis. Nevertheless, Mishnah Berurah is clearly much more machmir Arukh HaShulchan, and also you're not motzei in the mitzvah unless you have a proper shear in your garment. As I mentioned a few weeks ago, I believe Tzitz Eliezer is the one who says also that Minhag Yerushalayim was to be able to talis cotton even with a very small shear. Siman Yud Zayin. Miyam Chayom B'tzitzis. Boy, we have a lot to do tonight. Is that the case? Just want to verify we're doing all this tonight. Yes, we are. Okay. Siman Yud Zayin. Sorry, it's a long haul, guys. So it's like 2 days in one. Okay. Nashim B'turas Mim Mitzitzis. Women are exempt Mitzitzis Shemisa Seishas Man Grama because it's a time-bound mitzvah. So I say they will be home on Balal because it's only during the day and not at night. And we learn out an inference by first on the connection between tzitzis and tefillin. Since part in tefillin, also part in tzitzis. And avagab the kilayim chayavos, the tzitzis muchal kilayim, even though they're mechuyev to not wear kilayim, and tzitzis is adjacent to kilayim. Kosiv lo subashan nezgam agdin kaselach. And Romi, we don't say kol sheyesh no b'shat nez yesh no b'tzitzis. We do not nevertheless do not say that since they're chayiv in shatnez in the law, those should be chayiv in naseh of tzitzis, just like we say by Shabbos, since they're chayiv in the law of Malach Shabbos, also chayiv in naseh of kiddush, or like it means down here that Shen Ken Gabi Matzah, Kol Sheish B'al Toichel Chometz Yeish B'chol Matzah. Anybody who's not allowed to eat chometz has to eat matzah. Not sure chayavas. Dekesh the tefillin adik mismuchin, because the linkage with tefillin is better than the juxtaposition of parshias. Vod, and furthermore, the smichas t'shatnas tzitzis in lahatir kanan b'tzitzis. The juxtaposition of shatnas tzitzis is to permit you to put to make your tzitzis shatnas. Chem v'ron l'shvarim perigud b'nai dinda ayin sham. Here it says in brackets, that this juxtaposition to shatnas also says what's chayv and exempt b'tzitzis. Come ayin sham and l'chush. You don't have to be concerned with this. And chush lo. Tana kamash malon k'dei shlo litos. Tana's telling us that only that you shouldn't make a mistake. Feed the toes ain't okay. That even you make I don't know what the toast is referring to there, but even regardless, you're chayv tzitzis and shatnez as well. Base became in the Yashim B'turos, since women are exempt, gam avodim b'turim. Also, slaves are exempt. Eved Kanani. They ain't no chayv mitzvah. Rakish, they're only chayv mitzvahs like a woman is. Kasser on Ber Gimel Din Test and Noshim avodim shorts satayv. Women and slaves who want to put on tzitzis, besides with a bracha, they do without a bracha. So of course the Rambam Shita so all mitzvah station Noshim B'turos im rotzula sos bracha imachim want to do without bracha. We don't protest them doing so. Akan l'shono. Aval Noshim sholanu, but our women, like Tais will go mevarchos al sukkah lulav. They don't make a bracha on sukkah and lulav. Vanasir k'shiyas habeir tam, but Tais Rosh Hashanah. The cholos levarach havshim b'turos. They can make a bracha and they're exempt. Ayin sham. If he's like I'm a tzitzit t'chor yicholos l'satei forecha. So it's by tzitzit to be the same thing. But in truth, they haven't heard this. If I recall correctly, then we do hear it, I think, by his sister who was married to the Netziv. I think Rebbetzin Reina Berlin did wear tzitzis, but one has to look it up. Either Makor Baruch or in Don Siemens article. Okay, Emes Lo Shemanis Amim Nechim Asal Talis. You don't let them wear a talis. You see your wife. The doors putting on towels, grab it away from them. It's not like those mitzvahs. It's once a year. The mitzvah is momentarily. But tzitzis is an ongoing mitzvah. Below no'elin noshim. It's not appropriate for women. Furthermore, for the call mitzvah same chovel anoshim. All mitzvah obligation men. But therefore they can mimic the men. Tzitzis is not obligatory. It's a mitzvah because I'm assuming you test. So I'm going to let women do that. Looks like gaiva. Okay, they shouldn't put on tzitzis. It's not an obligation of the person, but an obligation on the garment. The mechzek kiyura. It looks like arrogance came and shoots meters because it's constant. I guess because it's constant. I'm not sure why constancy makes it gaiva, but that's the Choshen Val. But I'm clear and also because they're not mandatory for a man. El Shishel Bek Sharba Kampos, unless it's gone 4 corners, Lachain Ein Manichim Linog, Mitzvah Zu. Therefore, don't we let them do this mitzvah. Chain HaMinag, Ve'ein Lishanos. Right, it's a minhag and it should not be changed. Dal, Tumtum Badrenos, Pasuk Rambam, Sham Lachem, and Tzitzis Misafik. Tumtum, we're not sure what his gender is, or his/her gender. Drenos has both genders. Ach Lo Yivorchu B'Nishim Make a Bracha. Fi Mari Kaim L'K Rabbeinu Tam. Going out with other Rabbeinu Tam that even women can make brachas. Chalav Rekamki, they can also make a bracha. Chaim Pasuk Rabbeinu Ramah. Ve'ein Lomar, you can't say Hech Sheach Lomar B'Tzivanu. B'Noshim B'Mitzvos, how can you say B'Tzivanu? If a woman's not chayav mitzvah, she'ein chayavas b'hem, then if they're not obligated mitzvah, the tzivanu kayal noshim klomar l'klal Yisrael. Tzivanu goes not just on the women, but on men too, on Am Yisrael in general. And they also get schar like somebody who's not commanded and does the mitzvah anyway. The summa chay b'tzitzis, and the blind man is chay b'tzitzis. Afa kav d'chsi. Even that says isamo so, you have to see it's zon yutak susvai. That's to exclude a garment which is miyuchad, which is special for night. And a blind person, including Gemara, says because of asher chaseba, anybody who covers in it, to miyutar, which is superfluous. Suma adif milayla, it's more reasonable to learn that a blind person is required and to learn that this is required at night. Because the blind person's can be seen by others. Hey, Kasav Rambam Sham, Medivrei Servim, the Ram writes that Midorabonon, Shakol Cotton, Yodel, Isatei, V'chai B'tzitzis. Any child knows how to wrap tzitzis, should wear tzitzis, Kedei L'chanchal Mitzvahs. Or that you can do mitzvahs, Klomar, meaning, Shabim Muchayav L'kach B'talis, his father has to buy for him a talis. V'chein Mordechai, Al Pi Yerushalmi Sham, Badover Tamua. This is astonishing, Arukh HaShulchan. Hagamu Me'ad, Ba'atzon L'chayav L'kach talis. Man, an adult man is not required to buy a talis. Nachmi more machmer. Achim was tried that we could machmer on him. Vanilo Matzah Sizebi, Yerushalmi, Yerushalmi Klau. I didn't find anything specific in the Yerushalmi to indicate this. Yerushalmi Sukkah Per Gimel Chid Beis. Eklasha Shashalonu. B'tzitzis. It's no more in our Shas language. Liable b'tzitzis. Klomer Lovish Beged Bas Arba Kanfos. If it were a garment of 4 corners, Tzarech Iyun. In other words, to say that there's a chiyuv to buy for him. Because Rabbeinu Ramah, the daf kashir de latov shnei tzitzis in front of shnei tzitzis la'achrav. Specifically, when you know to keep 2 tzitzis in front of you and 2 tzitzis in back of you, you know to hold it, how to hold tzitzis time kriyashma. Akashon, that's when you have to get tzitzis. Umina gainu, our custom is kshatinu ben shalosh shanim lov shinoso b'tzitzis. We go despite everything. Our custom is when a child's years old, put out tzitzis. Simancha shalosh shanim yelcha arelim. For 3 years, a tree is orla. Father makes us so that a person is like a tree. We make him accustomed to learn letters of Torah. This is how it's written in the Musar Sfarim. If you'll note, this is upsharon without the upsharon because the upsharon is a litvak, so there's no such thing as waiting to refrain from cutting the hair till 3 years old, even if there is this ceremony with the tzitzis and the letters of the Sefer Torah. Siman Yud Ches, La'alav Zman Tzitzis, Alak, Fani's bride, La'alav Zman Tzitzis. They explained that nighttime is not tzitzis time. And B'zeish Pluk, the Ravosa, there's a machlekes among the major places. The Rambam Toli Ba'azman, the Lobaksus, the Rambam has to do with time, not with the nature of the garment. Rosh Toli B'ksus, going Rosh has to do with the nature of the garment, Lo Ba'azman, not the time. Klomar, meaning the Rambam, after Yuksus and Yuchel Yom, Petur Ba'layla. Rambam, even a garment which you wear during the day, is exempt at night, and a garment which is exempt, which is designated for nighttime wear, if you wear it during the day, it is chayiv and tzitzis. Rosh Havalecha, according to Rosh, is the opposite. The ksusim yuchel yom, a garment which is unique for the day, chayiv afil b'layla requires tzitzis at night, even at night. Ksusim miches l'layla, garment which is designated for nighttime wear, patur afil b'yom, exempt even during the day. For the Korean mitzvah seishes, the Korean how can the Mishnah say Shazman Grama? So why it's going to say Shazman Grama if the Ksusam Yuchel Yom is chayiv even at night? Since the night is the catalyst for the halacha, the Ksusam Yuchel Lo P'tura, the garment which is definitely a special night is exempt. Shabbat mitzvah say Shazman Grama, not Shabturas, is mitzvah say Shazman Grama. Women are exempt. Ksusam Yuchel Yom Ula Laila. a garment which is special for both day and night. Tanya b'sifri, but parashat tzitzis, it requires tzitzis. Chemet foolish b'Yushalmi. I guess this one is b'Yushalmi. Perak Kama the Kedushin in Halacha Zayin.